This man has 2 daughters, maybe, or 2 daughters, and then the men are leaving. And the guy's coming to see the 2 girls, and they're going to the river. And maybe she's drowned. Maybe she fell in. Maybe she pushed her in. She's waving. She's waving goodbye. Maybe she didn't push her in. And then she's floating down the river. She's being rescued by this guy who, she's totally pushed in. This guy is rescuing her, and she's dead. And he's pleading with the sheriff to do something about it. Wait, what happened there? He's pleading with the sheriff to do something about it, and then he wants to hang her. But what is this? He's killing something. He's stringing up something? Oh, he's playing a violin? Can you make it stay on those images longer?
I don't know. Looks like that.
Oh. He's making a violin. And then that might be her ghost or something scary anyways. Coming after her, and I don't know who this guy is. Have we seen this guy before?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Up top.
Is that the dad?
Mm-hmm.
That's this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So she's ending up with this guy because he liked her, and so she pushed her in the water?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what happened? Oh. Catty. I mean, I think quilts are storytellers, so that makes a lot of sense. That's neat. I like it that you're telling a story that has a lot of different versions, and you're trying to incorporate all of those different versions in the product, which is, I think, something that gets left out of stories often, is the, like, many ways of telling a story.
Yeah, it's cool to, because that's what, especially with old stories, that's what happens, is they get changed. And
right. Well, and even with you tell a particular version of yourself or your story, and that doesn't mean that there's not another version of the story, or that isn't just as valid and like contributes to the richness of the overall narrative, which I think that is what you're doing. Just telling a more rich narrative.
Right, and also capturing the idea that or a central concept related to storytelling, the fact that
it seems like it would be really cool if each of these squares could do, or like 1 or 2 of them could do 2 or 3 things even. You know, like, so there's one version of flaps that like come all the way up, and then another one underneath that like pull back to reveal an even different story, so that there's like even more complexity, or even if they're not even kind of laid out on the comic book grid, if there's like another little, you know, sometimes comic books have like a little yikes or something in here, and maybe there's like a yikes box or something. I mean, it would be interesting to imagine this story, to imagine like the role of technology in this story. You know, like, what would this story look like in a more present day context? Mm-hmm. Or, you know, like that might be a way of weaving technology into the narrative. Like maybe some of the under story is about the more contemporary context, or maybe it's about how technology is important to this story. You know, like the technology of making the instrument, or of the wheel, or it would be interesting if maybe if the words of the song were around it, or
Yeah.
build the song into it somehow.
That's a great idea.
Could maybe the
Could the quilt play a song?
Oh.
maybe the quilt could play the song?
It could play different versions of the song if you touch different areas.
Oh my god, that's so fascinating. I love it.
Wow. And also like the flexibility of the technology too, that it allows you to tell, like you said, maybe you could have certain squares that pieces or whatever that that tell, you know, 3 or even, you know, 4 versions of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the technology that allows you the flexibility to do that.
Right.
And that really is a great way to capture what storytelling really is, because it's not that there's just generally one
Right.
version or two versions of the story. There are constantly different versions.
Right.
And it's always changing. And
Right.
with technology, it gives you the flexibility to allow it to sort of change and
Right.
adapt.
And adapt. And not even that like there's 4 distinct narratives, but that they're intersecting, and so that like maybe there's one common way that it starts, but that then it varies a lot here or here, so that it doesn't have to be that, that all of these vary the same, or that they wouldn't necessarily tell, that any one of those could change and it would change the narrative of the story, but that the story continues or something.
Yeah.